Hey guys, I'm Lawrence from iWood Cosplay.
And I'm Shelby from Cosplay.
Cool. And last week we were at Sac-anime. So this video we're gonna actually cover. We're gonna do con review, covering the topics of merchandise, crowd, programs and guests, Sac Convention Center itself, food and nightlife, so that you guys can have a rough idea of what to expect when you go to Sac-anime.
And we're gonna rate these categories on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being there's a lot of improvement that could be made, and 5 being it's awesome, you need to go. And this is just based on our own con experience.
All right. And without further ado, let's get into it. Go. So let's start off with Sac-anime's merchandise. Shelby, you want to tell me your opinion on that?
So as far as merchandise goes, I would give it like a 3.5. I thought they had a lot of variety from like wigs, clothing, collectibles. But for me personally, I like a big artist alley. And I felt that them mixing the artist alley with the exhibitors kind of took away the specialty that the artist alley brings.
Okay, it's 3.5. So for me, the merchandise, I was there for 2 days, but I don't really shop too much. So this one, I agree with Shelby with the artist alley and the exhibitors being mashed together. It kind of like makes it, it takes away from the artist alley and the exhibitor merchandise. So I give it maybe, I'll give it like a 3. Just because from the cons I've been to, artist alley is separate from the exhibitors. But that being said, there were some good merchandise there. And as a matter of fact, I usually go to the artist alley. And I did pick up a pretty cool artwork I saw. That's pretty cool. It's from the Jetty Jet show. He's the artist. I actually saw this on Pinterest, and so to me I was like super stoked when I found this being sold there, so I picked that up. So maybe I'll give it like 3.5 because that was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they should have had artist alley separate though.
Yeah.
Make it more exclusive.
Yeah. Okay. So from there, let's go into crowd. So crowd, when we made this category, we wanted to be like, crowd is very vague. So we want to break it down to cosplay, attendees, and then the overall friendliness of the whole crowd itself. So let's start off with the cosplay crowd.
Cosplay crowd, I would give it a 4. I saw a lot of cosplayers there, and all from like varying skill level, which made me feel more comfortable in my own cosplay. But there's a lot of different shows that were being represented, and games and anime, and just overall seeing all the cosplayers interact, I thought it was a very comfortable and skilled crowd in the cosplay realm.
Okay. So for me, I definitely was in the crowd a lot, and I think personally that I'd give it a 5. Yeah, no, because I caught up with a lot of friends, so I might be a little biased on this. But other than that, I did go to the Boku no Hero gathering, and there was a lot of people there. And a lot of people were cosplaying. There was good crowd, I'd say, good variety. I ran into some people that I actually commissioned stuff for, so that was interesting. And that's why I give it a 5, because it's a really good, like, the cosplay crowd is really good there.
I forgot about the gatherings, so I think if I went to one, I would have given it a 5, just because having those scheduled gatherings makes it more special, makes you want to cosplay, like, oh, yeah, I want to go to this one on Saturday, so.
I think so. I think that was really cool for them to have it in the program, like the gatherings.
Yeah.
So that was unique for Sac-anime. Alright, so that was the cosplay crowd, so let's go into the attendee crowd. The non-cosplayers, right? I guess. Or just overall everyone?
Just overall everyone.
Okay, attendees.
Yeah. I would give it maybe a 4, just because it wasn't too crowded. Like, I didn't feel like I was squished and overwhelmed by all the people. But I think there was a good mix of cosplayers and just regular attendees. And
so, okay, 4 is pretty good. For me, I think the overall crowd is a 5. Because I just like everyone.
I love it.
Yeah, like the non-cosplayers, the cosplayers, everybody was like very friendly, very approachable. Even the exhibitors and the artists, they were like, hey, that's really cool. They took pictures of my costume and I interacted with them. It was, I think overall, the whole vibe from the crowd was 5. That's why super
Yeah.
good.
Well, that kind of goes into our next criteria of friendliness. Is I would give it a 5 as well. I think
Okay,
people
well.
were super nice and just very polite. Even like when coming up and asking to take pictures, like I never felt uncomfortable or like someone was being rude to me. I thought it was,
Cosplay, consent
Yeah.
kind of deal. Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
It was all nice, good
Yeah.
people.
Well, there you go. That's a 5 too, like straight. Okay, so that was crowd. Let's go into programs and guests. So, since you did more of the programs and guests, you want to like start off with that?
Yeah. So I think in different criteria, I'd give it a little different score. So I'll go like 4.5 overall. But as far as autographs go, or like guests, they had a really great lineup. So if you like the guests, I would definitely go to Sac-anime because they can get really big name people. But the autograph lines themselves were very well managed. They're just really long, and the price that you had to pay was a little steep in my opinion. But I don't know if that was just exclusive to certain voice actors or voice actresses. So pay attention to cost if you are going for autographs. As far as panels,
That was the prize for you, right?
yeah, that was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
Learn that it's per person, not per group. So, but yeah, as far as panels go, I went to a couple panels as far as the voice actor panels.
Okay.
But I thought, in comparison to other cons, I thought they could have had more diversity. So that's the reason I give it a 4.5. Is I think they should have had more fan-run panels. I think that would have made it a lot more fun and more interactive, engaging.
Okay. Well, for me, I think my opinion doesn't even matter in here because I didn't go. I would say I'm just gonna skip my opinion because I didn't go to any of the autograph sessions or any of the panels. I just mainly go to interact with the crowd outside the program. So if you guys are okay with that, let's skip.
Yeah.
So let's. However, we did go and we did participate in the Masquerade.
Yeah.
So since I didn't give a score of the last one, so I'll give a score for this part of the programs and guests. For the Masquerade, personally, I've been in about 3 Masquerades, and this one, if you watched my vlog, I did record the whole prejudging. I liked that the table where we had to go and check in was really it was apparent and it was really easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy to check in. What do you call it? The prejudging itself, actually, let me just give a scale. I would give it, the prejudging, I would give it 3, maybe. I give it a 3. I was gonna give it a 3.5. But
Yeah.
the prejudging itself was, in my opinion, I felt was rushed. They had
So fast.
so fast. They had blocks, so the prejudging started from 2 to 2:30. They would have a group of cosplayers sign up for that block in which the judges judged them. Then they would take like a little break, I guess, in which there was that score sheet where the judges would then, do their points. Then it would be the next block, and then the next block, so on and so forth. Looking back on that, I think it's really hard for the judges to, in my opinion, to score each individual in that block faithfully when they're being like bombarded with cosplay over and over. Because if you watch the vlog, I wasn't even done talking to the judge number 2, and we had to move on already, and he didn't even touch the score sheet.
We only got 90 seconds per person, and there was like a timer and an alarm, and they would push you on to the next one.
So as a judge, I'm trying to get in the judge's shoes. I think being a judge and being in that situation, it's really hard to analyze faithfully each character's construction, like each cosplayer's construction. So that's why I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
The show itself, I would give it, because it's short, I like short shows because I want to go up and about. The show, I think it was, for the number of, I really liked that one Ryu. It was super good.
Yeah.
That was at the end. I think the show is pretty good. I mean, I give it a 3 and 3.5, just for the show itself, because it's a smaller convention, but it was really fast paced, so I like that. But there wasn't anything like, whoa, that's really awesome. That's why I gave it 3.5.
I would agree with the 3.5. I thought they could have filled the time a little more between the end of the cosplayers and the award part. They did have those karaoke winners come up, but there was a lot of just dead time where the MC was trying to stall and keep us entertained. So I think more just time management on their part.
You think like they should have like a dance crew in there?
Yeah, that would have made it way more entertaining.
I think so, because it's usually most masquerades during that time where the judges tally their points, there's a dance crew or something going on.
Yeah. Could have bring back the K-pop crews.
Yeah. So 3.5? Where are you?
Yeah,
okay.
3.5.
Then do you want to go into the rave? Because that rave is kind of part of the programs and all that stuff. Or do you want to put that at the night? Ready to go.
Okay.
So let's do the rave. We'll skip the rave because we didn't go to it. Let's move on to the actual SAC Convention Center itself. And let's talk about like the size to crowd ratio and parking and then photo location. So you want to start with that?
Yeah. So overall, I would give it like a 4 and like a quarter. The size to crowd ratio was like on point. I didn't feel overwhelmed. I thought there's a lot of space where you can go and just sit and relax if you need to. But then there was enough to where you could interact with other people. So I thought that was really nice. And the way they divided up the venue itself was good between like event halls and whatnot. Parking was not very friendly.
You think so?
I think it would be smarter to Uber in, because there's a few close parking lots around the convention center, but they're all pay to park. So if you
stay overnight, it goes like our parking was $12. If you stay past midnight, it goes to $30 because it counts as a 24-hour parking. So be aware of that if you're gonna stay out late.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be smarter to just Uber in rather than fight for parking or have to park super far away and walk all the way to the convention center.
But that's also because that's unique. This is a unique case to us because we didn't get a hotel. So if you get a hotel, it'll be a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And photo locations in the con, I thought it was pretty good. I think the one good spot inside the con was the balcony or like outside foyer area where they had all the cosplay gatherings.
Oh, you think so?
But there are also the location itself is close to a lot of like cityscape backdrops. So I think the photo locations were definitely a plus. I know a lot of people went and shot by the Veterans Memorial, I think.
I'm not familiar with SAC, so I can't say.
There was a beautiful building with like really big columns, and I saw a bunch of people taking photos
I didn't go
there
then.
But yeah, what about you?
So for me, I think actually I really liked the SAC Convention Center. The Starbucks inside there was really cool.
Yes. Saving grace.
And then the Sheraton Hotel being right across the street from it, also being a part of the Sac-anime. So all that's really cool. So I was like, I'm so friendly. I'm gonna give it a 5. Because everything was in walking distance, I felt the FedEx where I went to go print out my portfolio was right a block away from the convention center. The size to crowd ratio, I think it's really good coming from like Anime Expo or Crunchyroll and all that stuff. I think like that crowd to size ratio, once again, that factors into the friendliness and all that stuff. Yeah. That's why I give it a 5. The parking, I felt $12. I'm guessing from my experience going to like Long Beach Comic Con and all these other experiences like Anime Expo. I think parking was okay. Like it wasn't super expensive. Like if y'all been to Anime Expo, you know parking's like $20, $25.
Yeah, but for us NorCal people, $12 is a lot.
Yeah. So for me, parking I think it was fair. Photo location, absolutely agree with Shelby a lot. The whole balcony area where all the cosplayers were gathering, that was really cool. That had a nice view in which you can play around with that. Where I shot actually was in a back alley. It was just basically across the street from the convention center, next to this coffee shop. I'll have that in vlog, day 3 vlog. You'll see us shooting there. That was really cool for a lot of urban, fight scenes or
definitely cityscape urban locations.
Yeah,
are all there.
and then they're all within walking distance, so you're never like outside the vicinity of the con, so you feel safe being in costume. So that's very cool. So that's why I give it a 5. Okay, and then the next thing, food. Let's talk about food. Okay.
Food, I would give a 4. I would say. There's a lot of options in Sac, and but they were all maybe a mile or 2 from the convention center.
That one place we went to.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I take it down, just because if you don't like Subway or 7-Eleven convenience store food, then you have to walk, maybe 10-15 minutes to find a good food place.
Outside the vicinity.
Yeah, outside of the safety of the con.
Yeah.
So, you get a lot of weird looks in cosplay.
Yeah.
But
it's because we're wearing fancy clothes.
Yeah. But, I mean, there was a lot of good options. So that's why I give it a 4. You just have to walk.
Okay. For me, I give it a 4.5. Just because coming from the other cons I've gone to, like Crunchyroll, where food was
there was nothing.
Nowhere, nothing was in walking distance of food for Crunchyroll. However, compared to Anime Expo, where there's a lot of variety and everything's just kind of like in walking distance, it's not 5 because there was no McDonald's around. I need that, just kidding. That's con food. But I give it 4.5 because there was Subway, there was convenient food stores. There was
the place inside the convention too.
And there was place inside the convention, the takoyaki. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. So you didn't even have to leave the con to get food. It's a little pricey though, but it was you pay for the convenience. So that's why I give it a 4.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What about nightlife?
Nightlife. You want me to go now?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. So nightlife. That was only one night we went to, and I don't usually go out to nightlife. But for this con, I did go. I was really fortunate to have some friends that had a hotel, so that's cool. If you guys, like that hotel, if you guys want to party in the hotel, that's cool. I would give it a 5 because we're in downtown Sacramento, and even though the whole con was kind of over, it was like 10, 11-ish. Mm-hmm. We were still up and about. We went to the liquor store to pick up some, liquor. And people were still up and about. There's bars all around there too, right?
Yeah.
So the nightlife I think was really cool. I really I felt safe walking around late at night.
Yeah, I would agree. I would give it a 5 too, actually, for Sac.
Okay.
Just because the hotels are very close, and where the convention center is, there's also a lot of just public nightlife, so clubs and bars. And then even for just con goers, there was the Rave, but that we didn't go to, but that's also an option. But I think if you go with friends who we met up with and they are staying at the hotel, then that definitely makes it worth it, because you can go on,
Yeah. Actually, one of my friends, he was after the party, we all left already. Me and Shelby, we left at 1.
Yeah.
So one of my friends, he stayed up all until 5, and they were still up, and they went out to get a Denny's or something.
Oh yeah.
So they partied all night. So I guess the nightlife was really lit. So 5 I think is appropriate for that.
Yeah.
So
if you like the nightlife, stay at one of the hotels by the convention center.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make new friends.
Yeah. And I think that wraps up the whole con review for Sac-anime. So with all that being said, would you go again?
Oh, I would totally go again.
Yeah.
As long as you're with friends, I think it makes any experience worthwhile. But I think Sac-anime does a good job trying to cater to its attendees.
Okay.
And just the overall friendliness of the people.
Cool. One thing we forgot to do price.
Price?
Price for the attendee badge.
What was the price?
I forgot. See, that's how good it was.
30, 60?
I think, yeah, the price.
I remember it wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot. It's definitely, for me, it's one of the more affordable cons, and I would give it a 5, because if you got into anything like San Diego Comic-Con and Anime Expo,
big names, yeah.
$35 for a whole weekend, it's nothing.
Not a lot. Correct us if we're wrong, but...
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, I think the cost, it wasn't anything that was in the back of my mind, I need to get my money's worth. But I think the one thing with costs, like, so we did the whole weekend,
Yeah.
but we also had a kind of big crew that we were hanging out with. But if you are going solo, which is kind of what my con experience was like before I got into this, I think you can get it all done in a day. So if you want to save yourself money, just get a day badge,
Okay.
and you'll be able to see it all.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely go again.
Definitely.
And Sac-anime is twice a year, right?
Yeah,
Biannual.
they have winter and summer.
Yeah. But this is just our opinion for the winter con. So
Yes.
summer might be different since there's more people out and it's hot. So, you know,
Yeah.
temperature changes people.
Overall, would go again.
All right. So hopefully you guys found that useful. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Sac-anime if you guys haven't gone. And if you're interested, you should go. I think that covers everything. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you know, let us know in the comments what else about the con we should cover, because I'm going to be starting doing more con reviews. So 2 weeks from now I'm going to be going to ALA. So I'll sit down and do that too. So please let me know with your feedback what I should cover in that con.
Yeah.
Anything? Okay.
No,
Other than that,
good.
we'll see you guys. Bye.